wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you here in the front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank. Come with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though, and welcome to Whatever It's live on woodwardsports.com. I am your host, Eazy, joined by my guy, Spinmo Rax, young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, training in the TD booth. We got Skywalker in the sound booth. Birdie Bird is here as well. We will be joined shortly by the one and only Warren Sharp of Sharp Football Analysis.
Yes.
He works with NFL teams. I'll put it to you this way.
Ball knower.
And he's your analyst's favorite analyst.
Yes.
He comes out with a book every single year. This year he dropped it again. He covers every single team exclusively, breaks it down into fine details, advanced analytics. I think it's like it's over 500 pages.
Mm-hmm.
I got into it a little bit last night reading the Detroit Lions stuff. At some point I will read the rest of the NFC North. Maybe give you some findings. But we also have him on to share his findings as well. So Warren Sharp will be joining the show shortly within the first segment. But yes, Spitty, other than that.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. We got
Jason Cabinda joining as well.
Jason Cabinda joining the show as well. Going to be very excited to talk to him about, training camp starts, what's that like for the players, different things like that. Maybe some insight into, how when guys hold out for money, how the rest of the locker room kind of feels about
some
that.
of those fallen, by the way. Trey Harris signed his deal, which is very good news. I think there's another one too. I don't remember what player specifically off the top of my head he signed. Speaking of signing deals. TJ Watt up to 40. I think it's $41 million a year. Am I correct? I know it was a 3-year extension.
3-year,
123
or 140. I thought it was.
It was 123, but I think it's raised on 40 a year.
Oh,
41 million.
41 million a year. That's it. Yeah.
Gonna have a conversation about that and how it relates to Aiden Hutchinson, who is also up for a new deal with the Detroit Lions. Should they have got it done sooner?
Boys, do we have enough money to even pay Aiden Hutchinson at this point?
It's going to be 40+ million a year. I think we thought we knew that though. Like it was going to be between
40. I don't know. I can't say I knew it was going to be 40.
Isn't that what Crosby and Garrett got too? Didn't they got like
they were
39? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, ooh
man.
Hutch also isn't TJ Watt. Does that make a difference either?
Aiden Hutchinson might be arguably playing better than TJ Watt.
Whoa!
You expect him to play better?
He might get upwards to $45 million a year.
Whoa! 45?
You're tripping, dude. You're wild.
That's aggressive. That's
aggressive.
Really aggressive. I don't know if
are you his agent or something? What's going on?
Maybe. If I'm Hutch, I wanna set the league. I want the most money in the NFL.
I think if Hutch signs his deal this season, like before this season's over, it's going to be under 40 million. Garrett got 40. I expected Hutch to get between Crosby and Garrett, so that was right around 38, because I think Crosby got like 36 or something like that, and Garrett got 40. So I think if Hutch signs this year, he'll still be in that same pocket where it'll be a little bit under $40 million a year.
Or maybe he doesn't get signed this year.
And then he bets on himself.
Because he knows 40 is on the table.
He knows 40 plus is on the table. If he goes out there and he has a defensive player of the year season,
because
he's going to get 40.
That's the other thing too, is like he has his not his franchise year, but he could end up getting a franchise tag. But he got this 5th-year option too, and the price may even go up even more by then as well.
You got to pay him now, because if he balls out this season, I mean that's just more money coming out of our pocketbook.
If you are him, are you even signing anything now?
No,
absolutely not. I'm waiting it out.
I feel like previously. Yeah. After today, no. I'd be willing to bet on myself.
I would bet on myself too.
100%.
Sheesh.
Chris, I sent the nameplate in there. We just keep it out for our guests. Appreciate you.
Can't hear you.
What'd you say, Chris? Good to go? All right. Yeah, I don't know if I'm even signing anything right now if I'm Aiden Hutchinson. I'm probably going to wait it out.
Yeah, Myles Garrett's getting 40. Crosby got 35, Daniil got 35, and now TJ Watt gets 41. Do you think
if he signed right now, I don't think he would get 40.
No, I don't think he'd get 40 if he signs. If he signs before this year concludes, he's not getting 40.
He might get that 39 or 38.
I could see that.
I mean, 39 is basically 40, but I don't know, man. He probably did. He probably is waiting because
I would.
Brad likes to get stuff done early when it comes like pertaining to like your
But
future
the
stars.
same kind of thing with when did Aleem sign his deal? It was like week
It
2,
was-
week 3.
Dude, it was late.
Yeah.
It was past week 2 or week 3. It was like week 10 or something like that.
So October 15th is what Nick said. So whatever week that is, I could see something like that happening. They're not in a rush to get the deal done because I think they know what it is. He's going to be paid anywhere between $35 to $40 million a year. And that's a lot.
I'm connecting to Warner.
It's a lot of shmoney, dude. You got to get it done, though. You need Aiden Hutchinson. He's a premier edge rusher, and there are, 5 or 6 of those elite-level edge rushers in the NFL, and this is what these guys make. You see Nick Bosa, the drop-off from $30 million to in the 20s is pretty big. Now, you have Myles Garrett, Danielle Hunter, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, and TJ Watt are going to be the only defensive ends who make more than $30 million a season, and Aiden Hutchinson's going to be in there as well. And then you'll look at what Trey Hendrickson does. If he signs an insane amount of money, do you want them to get it done before Trey Hendrickson signs? Because I feel like that one's going to get done he's going to sign somewhere. The Bengals don't have Shamar Stewart now either, so they got to re-sign Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really. It's tough, man, because I'm not really tripping so much on paying Hutch because I'm fine with that, and I want Hutch here.
Yes. No, you're paying Hutch whatever he wants.
Yeah, I'm willing. I mean, it's not even my decision to make, but I don't care whatever it is. I'm not really tripping.
If Aiden Hutchinson says, I want to be the highest paid defensive player in the NFL, you're making him the highest paid defensive player.
Where it becomes a concern for me is
the others.
Brian Branch,
yes,
Jamison Williams.
Yeah, with Jamison Williams.
Those
I know Myles Garrett.
Garrett Wilson.
I know Garrett Wilson has done a lot more than Jamison Williams throughout his NFL career, but if we're talking about that's the level we expect Jamison Williams to perform at this year, he's not going to be asking for anything less than $30 million a season.
Where you at with this stuff, Nick?
It is concerning because we've drafted so well where you talk about a Brian Branch, you talk about a Jamison Williams, you talk about a Sam Laporta. Like, if you're talking about making Aiden Hutchinson the highest paid defensive player in the league after doing that for already your offensive lineman in Sewell, already, St. Brown, which those deals look amazing now. I guess I'm just a little concerned. Like, I'm just salty that this injury happened and that it probably delayed some of these talks. Like, I guess I'm just a little salty you're seeing these guys that are so dynamic and elite get their bag right now when Aiden Hutchinson, we didn't get the deal done first like we saw it happen with Sewell, with St. Brown. That's why it just stings a little bit more because you saw how much it does help your overall cap when you were able to get the deal done earlier. So in the long run, is it going to hurt us on the back end? But is Aiden Hutchinson going to be a Detroit Lion for life? I believe so.
I believe so too. But yeah, you're right. That does hurt because we saw the good side of it, now we're seeing the bad side of it. You got in there with Amon-Ra before Garrett Wilson, before these guys got insane deals, and now you're looking at a 2-time first-team All-Pro. You got on a very good contract. You got in there with Penei Sewell before we see some of these other deals that are going to start flying for tackles that are going to be popped up there. But we didn't get there quick enough with Hutch because now you have two $40 million edge rushers in the NFL, probably going to be 3 wherever Trey Hendrickson ends up. And Hutch is probably going to want that same amount of money.
But, hey, fellas, we can't pay Tate 6.7 guaranteed.
Yeah, no. Tate Ratledge can't get $6 million stretched over 4 years.
Is that what it is?
6.7 million
stretched over 4 years?
Stretched over 4 years.
Oof. All right, well, we will talk about that and many more things. But first and foremost, I want to get to our special guest, a highly respected football mind, a ball knower, your analyst's favorite analyst, the founder of Sharp Football Analysis. It's Warren Sharp joined the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I'm
really excited about this upcoming season for you guys. Chance at hopefully ending it a little bit better than 2024. But look, the playoffs, you just got to get into the tournament the best way possible. Ideally, securing the number 1 overall seed to get that first round bye. Anything happens when you get there, and obviously we've seen a lot of teams have success and get there frequently, such as like the San Francisco 49ers, and just struggle to get over that hump. So it's steps in the right direction for you guys. I know that you're disappointed in the way last year ended, but I think that there are potentially good things ahead for you guys in 2025.
And Warren, I appreciate
that.
you joining us, and respect the stash. By the way, that is an
Excellent
impressive mustache. And we're talking about the Detroit Lions, obviously, and a big key to them winning 15 games last year was playing Jacksonville and Tennessee in kind of this weaker schedule. And next year they have a gauntlet when you look at going on the road in Philly, on the road in Baltimore, on the road in Kansas City. How much does that factor into maybe, like, we don't expect them to get the number 1 seed in the NFC? Should Lions fans still have that expectation even with the gauntlet of the season they have before them?
So it's interesting. You guys have the third most difficult schedule of opponents, but you have one of the easiest schedules that I've ever seen from a rest advantage perspective. And I've got the metrics there. We can discuss that. It's a great schedule from a rest perspective. I have never seen before where a team plays 7 more games with extra rest than with less rest. And that's what you guys have this year. The most I've seen since 1990, because I've been studying it since 1990, digging back into the numbers since then, was a team that had 4 more games with rest edge than rest disadvantage. You guys have 7. You guys have 8 total games with a rest edge this year. You guys are going to play 5 teams off of a Monday Night Football game. You have to, with a difficult schedule, you have to make all those little edges count. You have to make all that little extra time of prep, extra time of rest, help your team win these games. And so I think that it's going to be a challenge, and I do agree with you. I think the sights always should be, A, win the division, B, get the number 1 seed in the NFC. So you've got that goal. But it's not a realistic expectation to just assume that because it happened last year, it's going to happen this year. Not with the schedule, not with the coaching staff, not with some of that turnover. So it's a new year every season. And I think, first and foremost, you got to go out there and every single week try to win every single game that you play and just let the chips fall where they may. It's going to be easier said than done, though, in 2025.
Yeah, Warren, this is very impressive, this 2025 football preview you have, and there's a lot of detail into it. How long is this typically? Like, when do you start this? Because I know you just finished up kind of recently. This is
I've got a copy of it sitting over here. This is 586 pages. This is what the print form looks like, and you can buy this over at Amazon. You can buy it up on the website at sharpfootballanalysis.com, and this takes. I start writing this in late February, early March. I basically throw the John Madden, you are what your record says you are, out the window because I disagree with that entirely. I think so many factors happen every single year, including lots of luck, whether it's fumble luck or field goal luck or 4th down luck or red zone luck, things along those lines that really define wins and losses, but aren't necessarily a true indicator of how strong your team was. And so I try to look at really how strong your team was, what it lost from last year, what it gained that's going to be new, and then what we can look at from your schedule this upcoming season. So that's why it takes months to do. That's why it's 586 pages. Like I said, it's $29.99 over at Sharp Football Analysis. But for you guys, we'll do it for $1. Anybody who's listening, just go over to Sharp Football Analysis and punch in the code Lions, and you'll get that book for just $1. And I promise you, you won't get better bang for your buck this season in terms of researching, whether you're trying to play fantasy football, you're into sports betting, anything like that. This book will help you out.
That's so awesome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm sure our listeners appreciate that very much too.
Yeah, our listeners are blowing up the chat. They're going over. Make sure you go to Chris. I'm going to send the link if you could pin the link to the top of the YouTube chat so the listeners can go in there. You talked about how you look at a lot of different factors for the teams and what they added and what they lost. This Lions team suffered some losses in the offseason, both in that interior offensive line when you look at Frank Ragnar retiring and Kevin Zeitler move on, and also the coordinators with Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn both moving on. What would you say is a bigger factor in your analysis between those 2 losses?
Wow, it's really tough to differentiate the 2. I am such a big proponent on coaching, and that's why I spent a lot of my research examining coaching factors and play calling. And if you read the book, you'll see how detailed I get with that aspect of football, because I think it's undervalued. Everybody looks at the players, and I think in the era of last decade to 15 years even, it's shifted further in this direction with the fantasy football era of football. Everybody cares more about the players and the stars and less about the actual coaches who are calling the plays. And that's why you can't differentiate a quarterback from his play caller. They're so intertwined, it's hard to separate the two. You guys have, there's so many things that Ben Johnson did last season that I wrote about in the book. One of which was his massive increase and shift towards utilizing a lot of play action that was not being utilized back in 2023, that they increased in 2024. And the reason they did that is because Jared Goff was so much better with play action in 2023. Mm-hmm. However, they used just 77 play action dropbacks compared to 155 passes without play action in 2023. And so they really wanted to try to figure out a way to balance it more. So they put Jared Goff under center more. They called a few more run plays. And I'm not even talking about your game script, because in the fourth quarter you could do more of this. I'm talking about even in the first half of games when the game is very much open and the defense doesn't know what's coming. They had Goff under center more, and they utilized very few shotgun snaps, the lowest rate of shotgun snaps of any team in the NFL, so that they could get these play action passes ramped up. And Jared Goff had another phenomenal season utilizing play action last year. It's all the tinkering that Ben Johnson was able to do that to try to give your team any extra edge that he could offensively. And that's the thing that I'm worried about. It's one of the things I'm worried about, obviously, with John Morton being there. Is John Morton going to spend most of his time just simply trying to keep his head above water and try to get on track with getting the calls in correctly and getting the calls in quickly enough and making sure that they're scripting things the right way, that he doesn't have as much focus on the smaller details and the things that were what Ben Johnson stayed up at night thinking about. Ben Johnson knew what he was going to do. He knew how to get the plays in. He knew all the big stuff. He could then spend the time on the small little details that sometimes won or lost games, whereas I'm worried that you're going to not be able to have enough time to get to those things with a brand new play caller. So that is a concern for me. Your line is a big concern as well. I mean, your line obviously is a downgrade from where they were last season. It's inevitable when you lose a center the quality of Frank Ragnow and have younger players starting there on the interior of the offensive line. So it's a matter of keeping Jared Goff comfortable enough so that the passing attack can still execute. It's a matter of having the time so that Goff can get to these play action passes. Because think about it, when the defense is crashing down because they think that it might be a run and it turns into a play action pass, that takes longer behind center for Jared Goff to turn around, to come back and get the ball out to his receiver than a traditional shotgun pass. Mm-hmm. And that means that offensive line, especially in the interior, has to block for a longer period of time, has to win on those pass blocks. And we'll see if they are able to do that. If they're not, my fear is that Jared Goff's going to utilize less play action this year, and the passing attack overall is going to be weaker because of how great he was utilizing play action.
Not often do we have guys that cover the league nationally that can break down the intricacies of what the Detroit Lions got going on. I feel like a lot of times people just throw standard, just on a template stuff out there. I appreciate that from you very, very, very much. I got to ask, I'm looking here on some of the quarterback rankings on here. I know it's not yours. It looks like it's Rich's. Jared Goff 12 on the rankings. Can I ask why that is, in your opinion?
I think it's probably because the feeling is that this is a machine, right? You've got great running backs. You've got solid receivers. You've got that includes your tight end, and you've had a solid offensive line. If you look at our rankings for the book, and again, there's multiple writers who write for me who contribute to the rankings that we use. And from a positional ranking perspective, the fantasy rankings where Rich put Goff 12th overall, that was from fantasy perspective in terms of what Jared Goff is going to deliver this year. That being said, we have your quarterback room ranked 11th overall this year. We have your O-line ranked 3rd, your running backs ranked 1st, and your receiving core ranked 1st. So it's how much is that quarterback actually being elevated by the other pieces of the offense coupled with the play calling versus how much does Goff elevate an offense himself just by being Jared Goff? And it's really hard. I mentioned before separating Jared Goff from his play caller. It's the same way for every single quarterback, right? You can't separate Patrick Mahomes from Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes is just blessed by the fact that he's got Andy Reid calling plays for him, and we don't have to think about the alternative. What if Andy Reid was gone and Patrick Mahomes was getting play calls from Matt Nagy? Let's pretend. How good would that look? Probably not nearly as good as if it was Andy Reid. So the question then becomes, Jared Goff has been able to work with Sean McVay. Jared Goff has been able to work with Ben Johnson. That's the two spots where Jared Goff has looked the best. What's it going to look like with a new offensive play caller that's obviously not to the same caliber of those other two? So it'll be interesting to see how Jared Goff looks this year, how comfortable he feels this year. Obviously, the passing attack, from what it was able to deliver and its efficiency last year, far above, ranking number 11. But a lot of help from the pieces around him and the play calling. Now we might be able to separate out a little bit Jared Goff from this prior play calling. How does he perform this year with somebody else? And if he is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league from an efficiency perspective and delivering a very high ceiling for the Lions passing attack this year, then I think it's time to really give him the credit that he's owed. I'm not suggesting that he's a bad quarterback or even a mediocre quarterback. I'm simply saying that it's hard to separate him from the rest of this offense or his play calling, and this year will be a true test for him.
I agree, and a lot of the hot button topics, we broadcast here on the internet, and so we see a lot of live reaction, a lot of banter from rival fan bases. The wide receiver rankings, I feel like it's a lot more like, what's your flavor? Do you like the freak athlete that could run alongside line, jump up and get it? Or do you like a more productive slot guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown? Being that you break down these analytics so often, what is it that you see is more valuable to a football organization?
Well, I think right now, the way that defenses are playing, what you need is consistency, because defenses have taken away explosive to a very large degree. I'll throw out these numbers. I wrote about this a little while ago, so these are off the top of my head. I think these are correct. 26% of touchdowns had been scored from outside of the red zone like 3+ years ago. But over the last couple years, there's only been 21% of all touchdowns scored from outside of the red zones. The defensive too high shells and the way that they're playing coverage is limiting explosive plays and forcing you to be more consistent driving the football closer and closer to the goal line before you score touchdowns. Drives have more plays, drives have to take more yards, drives have to convert more on third downs. And so as a result, having the players that are going to be able to, it's also easier. I actually just tweeted about this today, posted, whatever you call it now, about how wide receiver ones, it's easier to get them the football. Like back in the day when there was a lot more man coverage, you needed that tall stud wide receiver one with speed to get downfield separation and to be able to win contested catches and just to be that obvious stud. Nowadays, passes have less air yards. They're thrown closer to the line of scrimmage. You're moving your number one receiver more frequently into the slot because it's easier to get the ball to a slot receiver than it is to a guy on the outside. And so as a result, it's just easier to get the ball in the hands of a number one receiver. You don't need to have those historical prototypical Calvin Johnson skill set to dominate as a receiver. Now, I'm not suggesting a guy like Calvin Johnson wouldn't crush in 2025 in the NFL. I'm simply saying that it's easier to have a receiver with more dynamic skills, but less of a pure historical wide receiver one prototype. So as a result, and you definitely want the speed of Jameson Williams to try to get those occasional explosives, but it's great to have a receiver like a Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's going to be there on time where he needs to be and is extremely reliable from a catch rate perspective.
And that's what I
I'd love
wanted
to hear
to
that.
ask Warren. I'm looking at your book right now, by the way. We have the link pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you go there
Promo
and
code
purchase
Lions.
yours yourself. Promo code Lions. You have the Lions receivers ranked as number 1, as you said. And that I expect a massive leap from Jameson Williams next year, especially adding Johnny Morton, who likes to take more explosive shots down the field. Is that something that you're foreseeing as well with him to take that kind of leap into, I'm talking approaching all-pro stuff? I think he could go first-team all-pro truly with the explosiveness that he has.
He's got the skill set, number one, and number two, you guys inevitably are not going to be winning as many games as you did last year. You're not going to be leading late in games as often, and thus you're going to need to throw the football more frequently. And that's where he can get those counting stats, right? From an efficiency perspective, that's great, but he's not going to get that all-pro level and the title if he's not getting the counting stats, right? The all the yards and all the catches and all the touchdowns, and he's going to be more likely to get those when you're in more competitive games, which I think that is going to be the case, unfortunately, for you guys this season. I mean, what we are able to do is we're able to look at incompletions and determine whether those incompletions were wide receivers' fault or quarterback's fault in terms of accuracy, at least. And you guys ranked best in the NFL in receiver error. That includes dropped passes. That includes passes that should have been caught, but you failed to get 2 feet down when you could have gotten 2 feet down. That includes passes that you hit the ground and bobbled the ball and it came out and is ruled incomplete, but it should have been a catch. You guys had the number 1 best receiver room in that regard last year. You also ranked number 1 in lowest drop rate, which is obviously very closely correlated, and number 1 in on-target catch rate. So if you can maintain that level of consistency in 2025, that's going to go a long way, because you are going to need to throw the football more, and thus you need those receivers to continue to be reliable outlets for Jared Goff in this passing attack. But in terms of Jameson Williams specifically, I absolutely agree. He is super fun to watch. He's super fun to see the ball in his hands, and I'm just very curious how much John Morton is going to do creatively with him, because we saw that a ton last year and in the prior years when he was able to get in there and with Ben Johnson, and we'll see how that translates into just creatively figuring out any way possible to get the hands into get the ball into Jameson Williams' hands.
Warren, I've always had this theory. I've been a big cap nerd. I'm a big fan of general managers, the way they manage the cap and stuff like that. And I've kind of got my own theory. It's called the 12% rule. And typically, if a quarterback's taking more than 12% of your cap space, your team is less likely to win Super Bowls. I think the guys only break that have been Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and I believe Peyton Manning. Three of the greatest of all time to ever play the game. I know you're locked in with the analytics and stuff like that. Do you get into the cap, and where are you at with that, paying these quarterbacks almost too much sometimes to fill out the team?
I've done all that research. It's been a couple of years since I sat down and went through it to update it, but absolutely was fully on board with all of that when I last did that research, in terms of being able to successfully win games and setting your team up to win games, because as we know, there's 53 players on the roster. The general manager has to build that out. There has to be some levels of depth to overcome injuries. But nowadays, my thought is still close to being accurate with that. But I've changed my, synopsis. What I believe now is, as long as your quarterback is delivering production and efficiency in excess of what you're paying him, I feel like at that point, it's okay. In other words, a lot of rookie quarterbacks on those rookie deals are such great values, and that's where you see a lot of these teams like your Jaden Daniels with the Commanders have playoff runs or have success, because they're paying peanuts comparatively to what a quarterback is actually delivering. The alternative is you got a guy like Kirk Cousins, who's one of the highest paid quarterbacks, or Dak Prescott, is the highest paid player in the NFL on an average basis. And when those guys are being paid as they are, and they're still solid quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins not as much, but if they're not delivering in excess of what you're paying them from an efficiency perspective, that's hurting your team by having to pay them at that rate. And so like a guy like Patrick Mahomes, or a couple of the other names you mentioned, Brady and Peyton Manning, I think that there are others around the league who you can still afford to pay this guy because he's delivering such value to you. I don't believe that you can be, however, pay a quarterback to a high degree, have him give you just above average production, and then be a run-first team. You need that efficiency that quarterback is delivering, and the reason that you're paying him is because he's going to deliver that for you. And that's why when you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes, you pass the ball a ton. When you have a guy like Tom Brady, you pass the ball a ton. And when you have, because we know passing offers more upside than does rushing. From an EPA per play perspective, it is more efficient. Now, that's changing a little bit because defenses are playing that too high shell and run plays are having a little bit better efficiency and more teams are running the football more frequently, and you have to be able to come out and run the ball when defenses are playing softer to try to prevent passes. And so there is a slight shift, but I still believe you can have success even if you're paying your quarterback with the caps rising overall, as long as that quarterback is delivering really exceptional production. So I've softened my stance, I guess you could say, a little bit, but I still, generally speaking, believe in you. I don't know if it's 12% or what the percentage is any longer, but I still believe most of that excess production is going to come from quarterbacks on those rookie deals or the absolute elite quarterbacks around the NFL. And then otherwise, for many of these other quarterbacks that are in that next tier, like your Kyler Murray, like your Dak Prescott, like your Kirk Cousins, you are overpaying them, and it is hurting your team when you're doing that.
And Warren, I just want to ask you one more thing before we get you out of here, and really appreciate so much having your knowledge and everything on the show. It's been so awesome. And again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Everybody go use the promo code LIONS and get yourself a copy of his newest book for the 2025 season. And looking at it right here, this is just something that stood out to me while I was scrolling through, just skimming it in my first look. The Lions in the past 2 years have the number 3 pressure rating in the NFL, but they are 26th in sack rate, and you detailed that the rest of the top 6 are all within the top of 11 of sack rating. Is this just an anomaly? Can the Lions not close when they finally get to the quarterback, or how do they fix something like that?
Blitz.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things is going to be now that you don't have your old defensive coordinator there, maybe that helps things, because for the past couple of years, it's just been the same story over and over again. It's that you guys are getting pressure, but you're not getting home and making those sacks. And I wrote about this a lot in my 2024 football preview entering last season about how there was a coaching emphasis and an emphasis from inside of the building of how they needed to make that pay off in 2024. And yet in 2024, once again, it was more of the same. We're getting pressure with our defense, but we're not actually getting home. Now, of course, Aiden Hutchinson being healthy may help in that regard, obviously. But if you look at, I shared a little bit further down that same page, the data the last 3 years, when you get pressure but you don't get a sack, your quarterback's EPA drops from plus 0.19 when you're not getting pressure down to minus 0.12. Which is great. That's a big drop. Pressure matters. You don't have to get a sack. Pressure does matter. However, the drop from pressure without a sack to actually recording a sack moves from minus 0.12 EPA per drop back for those quarterbacks to minus 1.66. So it's just worlds different. It's massive. Sacks are drive killers. When you take a sack on a drive, you are reducing your ability to score points on that drive by, I want to say, close to half. You're reducing your touchdown rate by like a factor of 3 when you take a sack on a drive. So getting those sacks rather than just getting pressure is going to be something that still has to be a similar emphasis like it was last year in the offseason. But hopefully with a new coordinator there, you're going to find some more positive ways to actually get to the quarterback and get him on the ground. Cause some turnovers if possible, sack fumbles or hits when he's throwing the football. And though it's not a sack, it can be intercepted. But for the most part, we need to end those drives and finish those pressures with sacks. And I don't think we could say it's impossible for you guys to improve in that category because you've been so bad. There's only one direction to go. It's up and improve in that category. And I think that it's more likely that that's what happens in 2025 for your defense than for me to assume guys are going to stay as one of those teams that is a total outlier and just gets pressure but never gets sacked. So I think that's going to be a positive for your defense. Yes, you've got a new coordinator, but you have a improved defense. You have an improved secondary. You guys on that side of the football, though, have to play lights out, though, because you're playing a very difficult schedule of opposing offenses. This is nothing new. Last year, you played the 6th most difficult schedule of opposing offenses. This year, I've got you playing the 5th most difficult schedule of opposing offenses. So your defense is going to be called upon to try to limit scoring, and it's got to play a little bit better, particularly in the secondary. The good part is when you build those leads like your offense is capable of doing, and hopefully that continues with John Morton and despite the interior offensive line, that makes life a little bit easier for the defense because the opposing offense is more predictable. The opposing offense is more desperate. And that allows you to call things a little bit more aggressively, defensively, because you know they're going to be sitting back there passing the football more frequently. And hopefully you guys can step up defensively and help your offense out more.
Warren, I appreciate you so much for your time. Just one more time, if you'd like to give out the website where people can get the book discounted before it's only available for $30.
Yeah, it drops the price from $30 down to $1. Just go to sharp.football or sharpfootballanalysis.com. Either will get you there, and enter the code LIONS. 586 pages of analysis. We talked about the Lions obviously on here. You can research the Packers or the Vikings or any of the other teams in the NFL if you want to. There's 31 other ones over those 586 pages for just $1 heading into the season. I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Warren, I'll be bugging you during the regular season to come back on, man. Unfortunately, right now we got Jason Cabinda waiting from Good Morning Football. Appreciate you for joining us, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Warren.
Thank you, guys.
Elite stuff. I'm like, I literally just bought the book. Like, I have the book on my laptop now, and I'm looking at the Lions section, and it is as in-depth as you can get. This is, if you like football, if you're a football nerd, $1 for, like you said, 500-plus pages of analysis. This is awesome. Shout out to
Warren. I want it.
Typically, I would go to break right now, but Jason's kind of been waiting on the line.
Let's run it.
Is it cool?
Let's run it.
Him on?
Let's run it.
I appreciate you for waiting, Jason. I apologize about that. But we got Jason Cabinda joining us. Now, first time, former Penn State guy, former Detroit Lion. Now, Good Morning Football.
Yeah.
Man. He's going up.
Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it, guys. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, man, do you even got time to do the golf stuff you're planning on doing now with all the other media obligations you got?
Yes, sir, man. I'm retired, man. I got time.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you. I'll just hop right into it, man. You've been with the Detroit Lions. You were with the Detroit Lions for a while, both defensive, and then you moved to fullback. You've been in the locker room with Ben Johnson, I'm assuming so, and our new coordinator, Calvin Shepard. I got to ask, man, like, what were some of your takeaways? I got to start with Ben Johnson. Were you there with Johnny Morton?
Yeah, Johnny Mo, we brought him on as an offensive analyst, so he's kind of, been groomed in that offense for a couple of years now, so he's very familiar. I think I've been asked this question a ton just about the whole coordinators deal and, how big of a deal it is for that turnover to happen. I think, the fact that these are guys who have been in the system, we're not going and getting guys from another team. These are homegrown guys. These are guys who have been put in situations, during practice and real game-like sequences and to go out there and call plays and to, help out the offense and defense in that way. So I don't think it's going to be as big of a transition as people think. I think more on a player level, it's going to be a bigger transition. I think Frank leaving is a big, big deal, maybe even bigger than people are making it, because there's a lot of mechanics at the line, in terms of identifying things, identifying the mic, identifying blitzes that Frank was really, really good at. And I think it just puts more onus on Jared to handle even more at the line of scrimmage.
I got to ask Ben, because you were there for Ben. Obviously, Johnny Mo was there. With your experience, would you say Ben truly was the mastermind of that offense, or was it more a bunch of cooks in the kitchen come together to get that done?
Ben was the guy. I think there's no doubt about that. Ben's super talented. He's a guru. He really knows his stuff. Great X's and O's guys. And even more importantly, Ben's really good at communicating and teaching and getting guys to be all on the same page, doing things the way he wants them to be done, and things of that nature, teaching scheme and all of that. So, Ben definitely had a big hand, a big part in the reason why the offense was the way it was. But when you look at the personnel, when you look at the guys, there's not a ton of turnover in terms of players. And as we know, guys, players make plays, players win games, not coaches.
And someone else that the Lions are putting into a new position next year, but that's been there for a little while now, is Calvin Shepard becoming the defensive coordinator. And him as a linebackers coach, we saw during the Hard Knocks the way he was commanding that room. How do you believe he will be as a first-time defensive coordinator on a team that's looking to win a Super Bowl this season?
Yeah, I think Calvin's going to come in really hungry, man. I think Calvin's hungry as hell for this opportunity. Obviously, he's been a linebacker coach the past couple of years. He's very familiar with the defense. And that's another guy, like I said, that's been groomed, has been put in situations to call plays for the defense, whether it's during practice and things of that nature. So I'm excited for Calvin. I think his familiarity is going to help. I think he's going to be really aggressive. I think he's ready for the opportunity. I think he's ready for the jump. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for a guy who's a former player, who played a lot of ball, was a first-round pick, knows the ups and downs of being a player, what it's like, the pressure, everything that comes with it. So I just think he's going to be a great tool for these players, not just to learn from, but a guy who's going to be great to lead these guys in the war each and every Sunday.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Calvin Shepard. He's been fun to watch from the sidelines. And just his story, just a quick rise from linebacker coach, linebacker coach, now defensive coordinator. He's got to be some kind of wunderkind, like a super smart guy.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I'm always happy when I see, former players go into coaching. I've always thought this, growing up and going throughout my career in general, that, man, we need more former players, that are coaching. So I think it's an awesome, exciting opportunity for him. I think he's going to fully take advantage of the opportunity.
I got to ask, though, I saw you talking about Tyreek Hill on Good Morning Football the other day, all-timer. Well, debating if he's all-time or not. I found myself in another debate because I did my own top 10 wide receiver list. I had Tyreek there over Amon-Ra St. Brown. Obviously, we covered Detroit. I'm getting killed for it, man. Can you back me up, or am I just wrong?
I think it's tough because they're just so different of wide receivers. They're different. I don't want to go as far as calling Amon-Ra a slot merchant, but I think he's most effective in the slot. I think Tyreek can be more effective everywhere compared to Amon-Ra being more effective everywhere. And I just think Tyreek is so unique from that standpoint of, we've never really, not never, but it's very rare that we see a guy with that type of size be so effective inside and outside as well. They say speed kills, and, there's not a lot of receivers in the game who are capable of threatening each and any DB with their speed the way Tyreek is able to. And you can tell, when you watch guys cover him in man or, cover him in zone, and you can see the respect and the cushion that they give him and things of that nature. I mean, he's a very special player.
And Jason, I want to get real with you for a second because obviously we know that this Lions locker room is unlike almost any locker room in the NFL when you talk about the brotherhood and the bond. And I know all locker rooms are like that, but this one runs so deep. And when you have players like Tate Ratledge and Alex Anzalone who are sitting out of minicamp in contract disputes and trying to get what's best for them and what's best for their family, how does the locker room and the players, how do they sit with things like that?
I mean, I think from a player perspective, the players understand. I mean, we all know, man, like, you only get one shot at this football thing. Like, that's just the reality of it. And when it's time for you to get paid or get what you deserve, then, like, as players, we all respect that because we know how the business works. We know and we see so many players fall through the cracks. We see players, trust teams and not get rewarded for it, or get screwed over, or an injury happens and the value goes down and things of that nature. There's just so much that can happen in these contract negotiations and just within our game in general that, hey, man, when it's time for you to get paid, when it's time for you to go into those negotiations, you got to do what you got to do. So I don't think it affects the locker room at all. I think, everyone in that locker room knows that everyone wants to be focused. Everyone wants what's best for the team and to go out there and win. But, this is just the business end of things kind of rearing its face and showing you that, hey, at the end of the day, these things got to get done.
What do you make of these second-round picks and their holdout? And you think they'll get it, the guaranteed money they're looking for?
Yeah, I think, when you look at, Cincinnati and Shamar and what's going on over there at defensive end, it's very interesting because if you look at the language and the contracts, and that's really what the dispute is about. It's about the language and, having some injury protection and things of that nature. If you look at what's typical for second-round guys, he's just asking for what the rest of the second-round picks have gotten in the past. It's not like he's asking because people don't always understand these things. It's not like he's asking for something entirely new or something special for him. He's just saying, hey, man, this is what second-round picks typically get, and this is what is typically signed, and I just want the same thing. I haven't been a fan of the way Cincinnati has gone about their contract negotiations and paying their players in general. Obviously, you can look at the Trey Hendrickson situation in general. He bet on himself and said, hey, I can go out there and do it again. And then he goes and has, 17 and a half sacks it was last year. And then when it's time to come to the table and say, hey, I bet on myself, I did it again, and then now you guys aren't working with me the way that maybe it was previously discussed or it was previously hinted at that things would be going about, that's when things can kind of go downhill, and you have the holdouts and you have resentment. Then you have guys who are missing reps, valuable time with your teammates to develop and get that chemistry. I truly think it's a tough situation. I think the advantage for Shamar is the fact that he's a rookie, so he doesn't have any contract at all. So it's not like if he holds out, he's going to get fined or anything of that nature, which is different than a guy like Trey Hendrickson, who's obviously a veteran under contract. So it's a tough situation. But the reality is, if I'm Shamar, I would do the same thing. And I'm sure most of this stuff is coming from his agent, guys. I know in the media we see, Shamar's holding out. But I bet you it's his agent saying, hey, we need to wait. This needs to be in paper. This needs to be right before you go out there and get hurt. And then this becomes a bigger fiasco than we had ever wanted. So that's just the situation. That's what it is. I think Shamar is right. I think it makes sense, most importantly, that if that's what typically second round picks get, and that's typically the language, then that's what he should get. Simple.
And speaking of these defensive ends and contracts flying around, it seems like the Bengals are kind of playing themselves, because now you have not one but two $40 million defensive ends in the NFL, with TJ Watt signing his extension with Pittsburgh. Aiden Hutchinson is also in this same kind of thing. Aiden Hutchinson, I believe, has the talent to be paid on that level with those guys when you talk about Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, and Max Crosby. I don't think the Lions would do that this season coming off of his injury. Do you think Hutch is the type of guy who says, okay, I'm going to bet on myself, I'm going to go out there and get 20 sacks, and then you're paying me $40 million a year?
Oh, Aiden is 1,000% that type of guy. Aiden is 1,000% that type of guy. He has a lot of confidence in his ability. And, again, that's the tough thing about our sport is the timing of everything. You got to perform well, and you got to perform well at the right time, at contract year time. So that's tough. And, obviously, coming off a really gruesome injury, we all saw that play and how twisted up and gross his leg looked. And, there were the questions of can he come back, this, that, and the third. And, obviously, we've seen some training videos of Aiden now and what he's looking like and coming back, and he's starting to look back to form. But at the end of the day, he's got to go out there and do it again. And it's a tough thing, but I think he's capable, man. This is a guy who works really hard. This is a guy who has the mindset. This is a guy who fits your mold, fits the culture of the locker room, a guy who's a leader, a guy who you don't have to worry about, going out on Saturday nights and embarrassing the program or his family's name. He just goes about his business the right way. The way that a Michigan guy or a Penn State guy would go about, that's the kind of guy that Aiden is. So I have no doubts that he's going to come back to form this year. It's obviously sad because, we all know he was on a defensive player of the year type of year last year. I think 7.5 sacks through 6 games. So it's sad. It sucks. But he's geared up for it, man. I'm sure he's really excited to go out there and get his vengeance for sure.
Last year was it, man. I swear he would have broke the record. You're looking at Jacksonville, Tennessee, Chicago twice. It's still.
Oh, yeah. And not only that, but I know how much it hurt him just to be on the sideline as more and more guys were getting hurt. We know how hurt this defense was, and we know how well this defense was playing before these injuries. Yep. The second half of the season compared to the first half of the season those are two different defenses, especially if you're looking at that last stretch of the season going into the playoffs. We're asking guys off the street to come in and playing meaningful games and, meaningful time on defense when you're just coming straight off the street, just learning the defense and stuff. It's not very fair to ask guys, and I think you saw Dan Campbell, kind of allude to that in one of his press conferences. I'm like, hey, man, at that point in time, we wanted to finish it on offense, and I didn't feel like it was fair for me to ask a guy that we just got off the street to go out there in 2 minutes and go against one of the best offenses in the NFC going against Jaden Daniels. So, you understand the perspective and things of that nature.
You just saw our sound guy. I apologize. He's prepared to ask his question.
Jason, you talk about a Michigan guy, you talk about a Penn State guy like yourself, but how about an OSU guy like Tyleik Williams, the first rounder, coming in to fill some big shoes while Aleem McNeil gets back healthy? What are your expectations for the first rounder for the Detroit Lions, and do you think he's going to hit the ground running?
Yeah, I think for him, the biggest thing is we need you to show us what you did at the college level. And Tyleik, at the end of the day, he is a run stopper first. He's a guy who can take on double teams all day, not be moved an inch, be a brick wall at the line of scrimmage, and let the linebacker scrape off and make plays off of you. That's number one. Obviously, as his career gets going, you hope the Aleem McNeils and DJ Readers guys can show him, and he can grow from a pass rush perspective. But I don't think the expectation going into his rookie year is we expect this guy to go out there and get 7-8 sacks for us. I don't think that's the deal with this guy. I think this is a guy where, man, you got to be super solid in the run game, and you got to show us that your strengths that we saw in college are still going to be your strengths at the NFL level. And I think that's where you start with a guy like Tyleik. I love the pick. Obviously, Aleem is going to be out for a little bit of time. We don't know exactly, when he'll be back, but he really doesn't have a choice but to hit the ground running. That's just the reality. Yeah. That's the state of the team where we're at. He's a first-round pick, so obviously that comes with expectations. And he's going to have to come in there and prove that, he can be that guy. And he's going to have plenty of opportunity to do that.
Jason, man, watching you kill it on Good Morning Football and just knowing you came to the league undrafted, made a career yourself at NFL, any advice for anybody just trying to make that grind? Like, what are some routine stuff you did every day? Like, while you're getting there? Because you're the fucking man, dude. I apologize for swearing, but like, I appreciate everything you've done, and it's so awesome to see you thriving after football.
I mean, obviously, if you make it to the NFL, there's things that God have gifted you, and kind of while you're there, whether it's the specs, whether it's the talent, the skills, things of that nature. I think the biggest thing that separates guys from having a 1 or 2 year career and being able to go on, play 5, 6, 7, 10 plus years are the guys who are, mentally they got it right. That's being focused in the off season. That's having a routine. That's taking your training seriously. That's taking your nutrition seriously. That's having a schedule in the off season. So you do all the things that you need to do. As a rookie coming in, you got to figure all that out. You're not in college anymore. You don't have anybody holding your hand, telling you when you got to lift, when you got to work out, when you have to do this, when you have to do that. So that's figuring all those things out. And that's just being a man and going about your business the right way. That's surrounding yourself with the right people, with guys who are, like-minded, who are looking to make themselves the best players they can possibly be. Putting yourself in good competitive environments during the off season, so you're always competing, because that's the environment of the NFL in general. But like I said, it's all mental. It's all mental at the end of the day. It's about staying on your grind. It's about staying humble. Understanding that, people around you are always trying to get better, not taking shortcuts, all these things. The things that we all know. It's the things that we can all sit here and say, but are hard to do on a consistent every single day basis. And that's the type of lock-in that you have to have in order to have a long, successful career in the NFL.
Hey, Jason, I got one more question for you before we get you out of here. And again, appreciate you sharing your time with us. Frank Ragnow, I think, was probably the single most underappreciated player in the entire NFL for what he is and the position he plays. Obviously retired just because he couldn't do it anymore. His body physically couldn't do it anymore. And we love Frank, and we're going to miss him severely. But what is your craziest war story of Frank Ragnow? I know this guy was walking in the locker room like he just got done fighting 12 dudes in a phone book every game.
Yeah, I mean, bro, Frank is so freaking tough. I cannot say it enough. He is one of the toughest football players I've ever played with. If you saw the way this dude looked on some Mondays coming into the building to come lift after games, you look at him like, man, how the hell are you doing it? I mean, this guy legit was playing on one foot. I'm not exaggerating. Like the extent of his injuries, and they'll never tell you. You'll never see it, or really, they come out and said, turf toe and this, that, and the third. Like, man, what he had was really bad. And a guy like that, when I saw his message, when he had retired and kind of what he said, and he said, man, like I thought I had more to give, and as I'm reflecting, I just realized I don't have anything more to give, and I really felt that because I saw how early he would get up in the mornings to go in for treatment. I mean, this guy would be in the training room for an hour and a half to 2 hours doing treatment before the day even started, before even eating breakfast. So I just think Frank is so tough, man. He truly gave it everything that he had, and I'd agree with you with what you said. I think this was the most underappreciated part of our offense because the amount of stuff, information that Frank would have to take in at the line of scrimmage, calling things out to help Jared out with the things that he needs to get done and settled. It is a lot. And I think, it's hard to say exactly who's going to start at center right now, at guard right now, and things of that nature. But, I mean, if you make Tate slide into the middle, that's going to be a lot for you to ask him to come in as a rookie and do what Frank did. That's just not a fair expectation for him. And that's the reason why I say that this year there's going to be more onus on Jared at the line of scrimmage, identifying things, getting us into the right formations, into the right plays, calling out blitzes and things of that nature, calling out what protections he wants to use depending on the blitz looks. And that's a lot. Mentally, it's going to take even more film study. It's going to take more onus from Jared. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest differences in the offense in terms of performance and how the offense does is how well can Jared not only continue to do what he's done at the line of scrimmage, but also take on part of Frank's role as well on top of all that he did. And I don't know if you guys know, but, we were the type of offense where at times we would come up to the line of scrimmage and have 3 or 4 plays called at a time. Mm-hmm. And then Jared would kind of do his thing and figure out, okay, this is the best play for this look, for this coverage. And it's just going to be more onus from that standpoint, more responsibility for Jared. So how well he handles that, I think, is going to go far in terms of how well the offense plays this year.
Selfishly, Jason, I got 2 quick fun ones. And I texted Allen Robinson. He didn't get back to me, so I need the answer from you. Who wins in a foot race, Jamison Williams or Jahmyr Gibbs?
Ooh.
40 yard or 50
wow. Yards. Well, that's a distance. That's a distance question, too. What's the distance?
50 yards.
Let's go 50 yards.
Yeah.
50 yards, Gibby or J-Mo? Oh, man. Oh. Wow. You might have stumped me with this one. I want to say J-Mo, even though I think he's probably the longer distance guy. Like at 100, I think it's J-Mo.
Yeah.
But, man, Jahmyr is so explosive. In a 50-yard race, it might be Jahmyr. It might really come down to how well these guys warm up and how ready they really are to race. This can't be like a beginning of practice. We just finished stretching and we're going to race. It's got to be like we're primed up like it's a freaking 50-meter Olympic event,
Oh, yeah.
I might take Jahmyr in 50, but I got J-Mo at 100.
That's a pay-per-view event, man.
That's a pay-per-view
event.
Listen, it's going to be close, though. That's a close one, no matter what.
After Jahmyr hit that Chopper City last year, I was like, damn, he's a lot faster than I knew.
I mean, you saw it run against Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean,
22 miles an hour.
There's some angles that this guy breaks at. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it just feels like he has gear after gear after gear, that you don't know when it's going to stop. He's a really, really special athlete. I think he's going to have a huge year. I think this is a year where we really find out just how much of a workload can Jahmyr handle as a true number 1 running back. It feels like each year we tried to squeeze the lemon more and more, and we just keep getting more juice. And this is the year where we figure out, okay, if we squeeze this lemon as hard as we possibly can, how much juice are we going to get out of this thing? I think that's the year that we have out of Jahmyr Gibbs.
I agree.
That's dangerous for other teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Then last one. What is the best game you've ever had your entire career? I'm talking high school to college. Like, what's one game we went out there and you dominated either side of the ball?
Oh, man. Man, I'm going to have to take that back to, like, high school, man. We played Immaculata, one of our rivals, and I had, like, 6 touchdowns.
Oh, damn.
It was a school record. Yeah, it was an IMAC. They just couldn't stop me, man. I mean, I played running back then. My senior year, I was probably 6'2", 215. I I mean, nobody was trying to tackle me in high school, you know.
Imagine leaving
either
algebra
that
class and trying to tackle
Yeah.
that. That's
I just
insane.
got done with biology. Now I got to try to tackle Jason Cabinda.
It was probably that, or maybe my Ohio State game my junior year, just because of the stakes and how big of a game it was for us and how much of a pivotal moment it was for Penn State. At that time, you know, they were number 2 in the country. It was a whiteout. We were unranked at the time, 2-2, or maybe 3-2 going into that game. And that was a game that really got us over the hump. And then we ended up going on a 9-game winning streak, won Big Ten championship that year. I mean, in that game, I had like 15 tackles. I was coming off a broken thumb, so my thumb is like casted up. There's a picture of me after one of my tackles where like I'm holding up my cast to the crowd, like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm tackling. But yeah, one of those 2 games was probably some special moments I won't forget.
We gotta get some clips from that, man.
Oh, yeah. and Jason, I said the same thing to Allen Robinson when we had him in here. As a Michigan State alum, Penn State is one of my most hated teams in college football. He goes Michigan, Penn State, Notre Dame. Like, it's really close. But is this the year for the Nittany Lions? Is this the year Drew Aller, James Franklin, like you got in the dance last year? Is this the year that they go over the top?
I think this is the year that has to be. This is the year that it has to be for Penn State, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a brand new team next year. You're going to lose a lot of guys. We kept a lot. Obviously, losing Abdul Carter was huge. But we have guys, Denai Dennis Sutton. Like, when it comes to the Penn State defense, man, that's something we don't ever worry about. And not only that, when you look at who we signed this offseason, Jim Knowles, arguably the best college football defensive coordinator right now in the game, and you bring him over to that defense with that type of potential, with that athleticism and players, I think this is going to be one of the most special Penn State defenses as a group that we've seen in some years. And obviously we've seen some special ones. Now, when you look at Drew Aller, every single year this guy's taken a step in a better and more positive direction. He's taken more onus. He's become more and more of a vocal leader in that locker room. This is his team. You look at those running backs, Katron Allen and Nick Singleton. Like, there's a lot of talent, possibly the best offensive line Penn State has had in years. I think it just has all the right makings. And then when you look at everyone else around is looking at change. You're looking at Michigan, who's going to be the quarterback this year. Okay, yes, 5-star Bryce Underwood. Okay, is he going to live up to potential? Is he even going to be the starter? Is he going to win the job? You look at Ohio State. They lost a lot of guys. You know, new quarterback. Oregon as well lost a lot of guys. Obviously, that was a matchup in the Big Ten championship last year. So when I look at it, I think it's simple. Penn State pretty much stayed the same, if not got better, and everyone else around them got worse. So when you look at that from a roster standpoint, I think that's the reason why Penn State should be over the top and honestly could be in national title contentions. We should have beat Notre Dame in that Orange Bowl. We choked the game.
Yeah.
You know, Drew Aller tried to be a hero at the end. It's tough. He's still a young guy, you know. Should have just thrown the ball away, and I think we beat that team in overtime. I mean, we were a better team. That's the reality in that game. We were a better team. We shouldn't have lost.
Yeah. Spinny, you weren't here last time, but he when we talked Penn State last time, that's when Jason turned up.
I know.
He's got a whole documentary. Got a whole documentary on.
I don't play about my boys, man. I got a documentary coming out, the turnaround that I've been working on for the past year and a half. So I'm super excited about that, and that kind of just dives into the state of the program when we came in post sanctions after the Joe Paterno stuff happened and things, and kind of I felt like the player narrative really got lost. You know, you knew the media narrative. You knew the Joe Pa lover narrative and what everyone else thought, but you never knew what the players had to deal with coming in. And we had to handle an adversity that really wasn't ours to handle. You know, going into opposing stadiums, being called certain names about a situation that we had literally nothing to do with whatsoever. So I think that narrative got really lost, and I think I'm really excited to, tell that story and really kind of build a clean slate and really show the world what Penn State football is all about and the type of people, the type of character that we have involved in that building with some really, really special, unique players in Saquon Barkley, Chris Godwin, Mike Gesicki, Marcus Allen, myself, Grant Haley, Amani Oruwariye. So, all the guys who were involved in that turnaround and bringing a Big Ten championship outright to Penn State.
Yeah, and, I'm Michigan State. We're looking pretty tough right now, but, the last time I was there, Jaden Reed was catching a touchdown in the corner of the end zone in the snow to beat Penn State. That's all I'm saying.
They ain't got a shot in hell to beat Penn State this year. I'll tell you that.
No, they do not.
You can put up whatever you want to put up. I can tell you that right now.
That's crazy because we had Allen Robinson on too. He's always bringing the Penn State guys. I guess.
Yeah. Hey,
start
Penn State
covering
puts
them.
dogs out, dude. They put dogs in the league.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Jason, man, I appreciate you coming on. Anything else you want to promote before we let you go?
Nah, man, that's all good, man. Continue to watch me on Good Morning Football. Feel like continue to be on there on NFL Network. Love doing that, all that type of work. I'll be doing a pregame and postgame show for Penn State football this year for Playfly. So be on the lookout. And you guys who are Penn State fans, man, we're gonna have a lot of great content. Me and Christian Hackenberg, former New York Jet. You know, we're gonna have some really, really cool stuff for you guys this year on hopefully a very special season.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for those running back highlights, man.
Yeah. We got to get that.
Look them up. 100 Central, New Jersey, baby.
There you go.
I got you. We might post them on our socials.
Appreciate you, Jason.
Appreciate you,
Man,
brother.
you guys have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Legend. A lot of Navy Lions on. We do have a lot of Navy Lions on, man.
Yeah.
They put out dogs, man. They put dogs in the league. They always do.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, too, like, he wasn't really a big name, undrafted.
Yeah.
Came and had the career he did, switched positions from linebacker to fullback, carved that role out for himself. And then now you see him on Good Morning Football. Not only is he like on there, it's competitive.
Yeah.
How many guys retire on the couch thinking that everybody thinks they know ball? That's why this is a thing.
Yes.
Everybody comes in here, you say your argument, the Shad argues with you. Him cutting his teeth, getting on the Good Morning Football, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out to him for taking the time. Shout out to Warren Sharp for taking the time.
Shout out.
Shout out to you for making Jason wait.
Hey.
You know. That's why I had that, you know. Had to prop him up a little bit.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Jason Cabinda and shout out to Warren Sharp, man. 2 fantastic interviews in a row. Now we
Shout
have
out to you guys in the chat smashing that like button too and promoting to smash the like button. You guys are the goats.
All right, so how are we gonna? We're just gonna double up.
Yeah, we got
twice.
like triple up.
So yeah, let's just double up
reading
twice.
everything.
Let me tell you, we're gonna do Planet Fitness massage chair, then we'll come back to Feldman jars,
All
and
right,
then we'll
let's go.
double up again at. Oh no, it's about to be 6. We'll figure it out. All right, Planet Fitness, the home
We'll go all the way up
of
to 610.
the judgment-free zone where we mean everybody can get a full-body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You can get all that for $15 a month, or if you are a teenager, age 14 to 19, you can work out for free all summer long, stay in shape for football, stay in shape for soccer, whatever you're doing in the fall. Planet Fitness got you covered. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. Massage chair.
Massage Chair House, you guys know what it is.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Massage Chair House, guys. Scan the QR code or visit massagechairhouse.com. You get hooked up with my guy, Dr. Eric Duncan. Get yourself a relaxing massage chair that some of the pros do. I'm talking about Hall of Famers, all pros, NFL guys shop there. You might bump into one at the corner of Long Lake Road in Woodward. It's massagechairhouse.com.
And when you bump into one, you'll be in your new Feldman Chevy. All right, here we go. Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Highland, New Hudson, Novi, Livonia, and Lansing. This month's specials include a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew lease for just $189 a month. And you can also get a 2026 Equinox LT lease for $209 a month. This offer ends August 10th, so get there quick.
And jars.
And jars, cannabis, ladies and gentlemen. Shopjars.com, you know what the website is. Go visit it. Find one near you. 27 locations across the great state of Michigan. They got the top shelf quality, unmatched variety, price for you, the people. They're so certified, they got a guy at Birdie out there delivering. You might bump into Birdie. Maybe get yourself an autograph. I'm just saying. Shopjars.com's website, including ones coming to Milan, Madison Heights, and Grand Rapids. You used to actually have another boy that was delivering. We told you guys to kidnap.
He was kidnappable.
I
Shout
don't know
out
if Birdie
JB.
says kidnappable. Just get the autograph.
No, Birdie's not as kidnappable as JB.
No, he's not. Love JB though. Shout out to JB. No, not kidnappable. I don't know if you want to kidnap Birdie. He's got some awful takes there.
No.
Listen. Just the only AI was bad. The AI disrespect was crazy.
From AI with the
AI
braids.
was not bad. It was perfect.
And then earlier you called Kendrick Lamar the most overrated rapper of all time. I don't know if you're just.
No, he's a Drake stan.
He believes that.
You believe that?
Yeah.
Or you
I
trolling
believe
me?
that wholeheartedly that Kendrick Lamar is garbage, trash, doo-doo.
All right, you're lucky. We got a lot of football, a lot of good football news packed in this show. We unpacked that one for sure. Detroit Lions training camp. Rookies have reported. Other than one, we've been talking about that, Tate Ratledge. But other than that, guys, there's some injury news for the Detroit Lions. I don't know if it's so great. Some guys on the physically unable to perform list to where they can return before camp, play the season. That's Taylor Decker, who I didn't know had an injury. We'll find out what it is. I'm sure it's minimal. There hasn't been any big news about it. We would have heard from a Shefty or something like that.
Nope.
But Khalil Dorsey, we know he dealt with the leg injury last year. One that is new because he is a rookie coming into the situation. Miles Frazier, that is a little bit concerning just because of the Tate Ratledge situation you got going on. He's a rookie, though. Ali McNeil we knew about, Rodrigo we knew about, and Wingo we knew about. Those were long-term injuries they had. But the one surprising one, Spinny, there's actually two of them. So I don't know what's going on with Josh Pascal either. Josh Pascal, non-football injury. I mean, he got injured, non-football related. No specifics out on what it is and how long until he's come back. But one where gentleman is going to start the season on IR. That's Levi Onwuzurike.
Start the season
He's
or
on
the
IR,
training camp?
IR pup.
So he has to be taken off of that before, it's like a certain day before he has to miss the first 6 weeks of the season.
He's going to be missing some time.
Confirmed. He's not playing week 1, no matter what.
No.
Don't worry.
Based on why?
He is on the IR list.
Yeah.
He's on the reserve list.
And
Opening
that's
up a roster
not
spot for
like,
Detroit Lions.
again, don't you have to be taken off of that list at a certain time?
There's two lists. So there is, I'll read the tweet for you. Let me go to my profile because I'm pretty sure I quote tweeted it with a little graphy. All right. So it's two lists when it comes to physically unable to perform. There's the physically unable to perform, the pup, we're able to come on, come off within the training camp period.
Yeah.
The list that Levi Onwuzurike is on is he's being placed on reserve, physically unable to perform. That's the one where it's like you're on injury reserve. We got a clear roster spot to fill that one up. So Levi Onwuzurike, I mean, I hope it's not his back.
Yeah, I mean,
because that was a situation that was very, very unfortunate. I really liked what I saw out of Levi last year. It sucks. He's a guy who also can play inside and outside for you too.
Yeah.
We talked about finding another piece alongside Aiden Hutchinson. You're missing Ali McNeil to start the season. I mean, Tyleek, we talked about it being a battle between he and Levi. Spotlight's on Tyleek now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confident he'll perform. Maybe not to the level of Ali McNeil, but yeah, not good.
Not good. No, you don't want to see these injuries. I'll have to see what's going on with Levi. Obviously, we should be getting some kind of information. If he already has, or it's already like he's missing games, then we should be talking about him, or we should get some kind of information about what the injury was. But the rest of them, I'm not worried about at all. It's just like they're going to be off of the pup before the season starts, and they'll be good to go, except for probably Aleem and Malcolm.
Minimum absence 4 games if you start the season on the pup list.
If he starts the season on the pup list, yeah.
And it's not the regular pup. You can come on, come off. When you put on the reserve, it's like they're making a roster spot for you.
Yeah.
And if there's some hope he'd come back, that wouldn't happen until the very last week of training camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah.
Do you just cut Levi at that point?
$4.2 million cap hit for Levi Onwuzurike, who we just brought back in free agency, already dealing with another injury. Not a great look there for Brad and for Levi, who's dealt with injuries his whole entire Lions career, besides last year leading up to his contract season.
Yeah.
So this is a tough look when obviously it's a different position, but this money just going to say it here, could have gone to a guy like getting Zadarius Smith back in here. We've talked about the additions that were made for depth defensive tackle pieces in the past.
Yeah.
It's just the truth. I'm sorry, I got to bring it up.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'd love to fire back at you. I mean, it was a team-friendly deal. You know, it's not like he got the biggest deal in the world, and he really did do a favor to Brad Holmes coming back on the type of deal that he did do because he was coveted. Like there were other reports that people were trying to sign Levi and Enrique, but we knew he had the back injury. Brad knew he had the back injury. That's just how he plays the game. You know, we call him Bargain Bin Brad for a reason. The hope is, though, that he's healthy enough to be activated within the first 4 games or just in the season. Because even after that, the first 4 games, you have 5 weeks to actually have him practice to activate him to the roster. I just hope it's not back, really. Beyond what it means for the Lions, just for, like, the human being himself.
Yeah.
I hope that his back is all right because I really saw some promise in him as a football player.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he showed that he can do things when he's healthy last year, but he's not healthy, and he's not starting this season healthy. So, yeah, that is another blow for the Detroit Lions, and that does suck. So, hopefully at the beginning of the year we get some help and the Rook's ready to go because that defensive line, as it sits right now, is going to be missing Ali McNeil and Levi Onwuzurike to start the season.
Where you at with Nick's point where that's someone you could have gave to another gentleman?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can't play the 4 weeks, obviously it's a long season, and 4 weeks, you know, is a drop in the bucket when you look at the totality of the regular season. But like you said, who says he's going to be ready to go after the first 4 weeks? Who says that it just heals and he's fine and he's back?
Especially knowing the history.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we don't know what the injury is.
I initially, I'll speak for myself. I was a little bit weak. We speak a little French here. We didn't know if he'd come back to have a career, even to come play like last year.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm trying not to crash out. I easily could crash out, and I could easily just do it just for the content because it is like, at what point we stop dicking around with like these injuries?
Yeah.
Because I backed them. I backed this signing when it happened for Levi Onwuzurike. I backed the situation with Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah, you did.
You and I got a fucking shouting match about that.
Yeah.
But when you're on the cups of a fucking Super Bowl, Smitty, at some point, as much as I love this man, Brad Holmes, you got to quit fucking playing games. You got to lock the fuck in. Because now we're talking about paying Aiden Hutchinson $40 million. You have to reset the safety market again if you want to bring back a guy like Brian Branch. You got Jamison Williams. Like, when the window is there.
Yeah.
You got to – I mean, you're coming from the Rams who successfully did it. Fuck those pigs. And you got enough of these guys under contract right now. Enough of these guys are enough that you're going to have them for a while for the sustained success. But when you're talking about Super Bowl, that's different than sustained success. There's probably 4 of those teams within that conversation to begin a football season. We're in there. We're going on year 2. We're not really – it doesn't feel like we're taking it seriously. 3 years, I'll put it. Because the year before, you and I were shouting and screaming at the trade deadline. Again, I'm trying not to crash out. And I really am patient. But I am a fucking fan at the end of the day. And I know we're knocking on a Super Bowl. I don't know how long that's going to be the case. Because some of these guys are going to start getting paid from somebody else because you can't afford to.
No, and this is what we talked about. You know, what derailed the Lions' season last year was injury. And you're looking at it now, and obviously a couple of those are lingering. But to be down to saying Broderick Martin is your backup defensive tackle to start the season because of injury, that's not good. That's not a situation that anybody wants to be in. And right now, with Wingo and with Levi and with Lee McNeil all on injured reserves list, and obviously Wingo might be able to come back before the season starts. I don't know how his rehab's going, but Aleem's not. Aleem's not coming back until December probably. And you look at Levi, he's obviously now has to miss the first 4 weeks at the very least of the NFL season. You have a defensive line rotation that we all thought was going to be pretty good when you look at the defensive tackles, but that is dwindling away. And we know in season injuries happen more often. So when you look at DJ Reader, a guy who is not the healthiest player in the NFL, Tyleik Williams has already dealt with injuries in his college career. Broderick Martin, we don't even know if the guy can fucking play snaps. Are we going to have Roy Lopez out there playing with Tyson Alualu as our interior defensive line? Like, no, it's not good when the depth of your defensive line is starting off the season injured because now, God forbid, somebody else gets injured. You don't have anybody left.
And it's beyond that, too. Like, you have a guy waiting in the wings who's cashed in on multiple season double-digit sacks now is Zadarius Smith, who wants to play for the team. That whatever reason it is, maybe I don't know everything, right? Maybe Dan Campbell truly doesn't get along with him, like Anson was saying. I don't believe that'd be the case. But that's a guy that wants to come play here for your team. That could also play the inside, play the interior on third down specifically, cash in on sacks, and that's before Aiden Hutchinson was even there. Like, I don't know, man. I am trying to be patient, but at some point I want to quit dicking around.
Yeah.
I'm sick of fucking. My friend Joe is in the Woodward Sports chat right now. Shout out, Philadelphia Podcast, right? Covers the Philadelphia Eagles. We both came out of quarantine.
We had him on.
When we talk, he's always able to throw that fucking Super Bowl line in my face because it hasn't happened yet for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
And the closest I've been in my fucking entire life has been the last 3 to 4 or 5 years. And it just feels like we're like, oh, it's moping around like it's gonna be there forever.
This offseason feels like a bigger hit than most, honestly, the way things have gone with losing both coordinators. We talked about the injury with the Lean that we still have to get him back. And then Anzo situation, Hutch situation. We talked about all the extensions that need to happen with a Branch, Laporta, J-Mo. It feels like the sky is falling here when in reality, I don't think it is. But it does feel a bit that it is falling. But I think... they have the guys in place to get this back, but I am sick of the injury-prone player signings. I truly am.
Yeah.
I'm out on that part of it. And, yeah, this is another big reason why Tyleek needs to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
He really does.
The bargain bin stuff is cool when you have one or two of those guys that you're like, okay, if he works...
It's cool when you're all pros on rookie fucking contracts. It's not the case anymore.
But it's cool when they're not pivotal parts of your defensive line you're expecting to hold together all year, multiple of them. Like Ali McNeil he's had an injury-ridden career.
Yeah.
DJ Reader has had an injury-ridden career. Marcus Davenport is made of glass. Levi Onwuzurike is made of glass. These are guys that you expected to be a big part of your team next year. When you look at Levi and Marcus Davenport and signing both of those guys to cheap deals, this is the risk that you take. So now, hopefully Levi can come back after the first 4 weeks, and he doesn't have to doesn't deal with any hiccups, and the defensive line can stay together and stay healthy up to that point. But starts dwindling down, man. We're gonna see Ahmed Hassani moved around a lot more, and the Josh Pascal one, I don't even know how to react to that. We don't know what it is. Hopefully he's just stubbed his toe or something, but non-football injury.
Hopefully it's nothing serious with Pascal.
Yeah.
I'd
start freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the one thing to say with the interior defensive line specifically is
I
do feel like, a guy like Ahmed Hassani that you drafted technically as a defensive end / edge rusher. I mean, if you guys go watch the tape, the dude's built. He's thick. And I think he could probably transition a little bit more to interior line role, kind of like Josh Pascal was. Another guy you drafted as defensive end, but you heard it come from Brad's mouth finally that he plays interior. He's meant to play the inside. I've been telling you guys that for years. But I feel like Ahmed Hassani could be of that same mold, especially coming as raw as he is. I mean, the quickest way to see the field, if you don't have the plethora of pass rush moves to win a rep like that and get after the quarterback, well, if bull rushing is what you truly do and you're a strong MF like he is, you're a former CrossFit guy, I'm going to put you in the middle of the defensive line.
Yeah.
And allow you to play a little bit of defensive tackle. Matter of fact, we may need you to do so. And congratulations to him, because sounds like he has better odds to make the team now more than ever.
Oh, he's definitely making the team now.
I'm really not
He's taking Levi's spot immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's another guy. Again, inside, outside. Yeah. I'm really not – again, I'm not tripping that – I mean, it's not even the official first days of training camp. This is just for, rookies reporting. But I don't know, man. I'm patient. I'm going to be patient.
Yeah. I think it just feels like last year was the best shot, and so it feels like, damn, if it wasn't that year, is it ever going to happen? Like that doubt creeps in. But I think you look at a lot of teams, and a lot of teams you'll see they didn't punch it in. They may have had a window, and they didn't get it year one, or they didn't get it year two. These type of things happen. It is a window. You got to still acknowledge, again, you got to just step back and say, how many teams am I genuinely scared of? And it's a very short list, and you got to acknowledge that this team was 15-2 with a bunch of injuries last year. And yeah, we got a lot of question marks, but I think that they're absolutely still contenders, if not one of the top 5 contenders in the league, and that's right where you want to be, because football comes down to more than any other sport. it comes down to timing and chance because of so many variables of health, because of how physical the season is. So to me, I can't really trip until I see playoff time. We don't look great. That's when you freak out. But right now and throughout the regular season, I'm not worried.
Started.
Yeah.
And Brad Holmes is still the fucking man. I don't want that to get mistaken at all whatsoever. Obviously, his strengths are the draft. And he okay, relax. Relax with that one. But obviously, his strengths are the draft. But I was very impressed with the DJ Reed contract, especially after losing Carlton Davis. But I do think some of the stuff, and I've said this publicly before too, like I think it's a little bit handcuffed, right? We're not dealing with Sam Kroenke over here. We're not dealing with the Walton family type of money. Although you would think Ford a lot of fucking money, but you look at the Detroit line, she's not. She's like one of the Ford kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not. It's broken up between all of them. She doesn't own all of them, and so. You go look it up. We are in the bottom 5 when it comes to cash-rich owners.
And I want to just get it out there as well that like the pup guys, like Taylor Decker, Khalil Dorsey, Miles Frazier, not worried about those guys. They're going to be removed from the pup before the season starts, and they'll be fine.
Pup is good. Pup is upside. Yeah, they could get activated.
It's not like Taylor Decker was going to play snaps in the Hall of Fame game anyways, so we're not freaking out about that. But the fact that Levi has to miss the first 4 games of the season is not good.
Chris, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just about to say, and I don't want to criticize Sheila too much because she has done a fantastic job. So, but if you are one of the teams that has the most expensive ticket to get in, if you are one of the top earning teams financially, I get it. It's not my money, so it's very easy for me to say. But you should be kind of exploring those avenues and going all in. And I don't want to say she's not going all in because I think she's very much dedicated to this. She stepped out in front of reporters. She didn't have to do that. Like, she's done time and time again good things for the Lions, and she's a big reason why the culture is what it is. But I think when it comes to the money side, I think it is fair to kind of just say, hey, look, if you're gonna be the most expensive ticket in town, put that extra money, put whatever resources you can to making it work. And I think she has with things like the Jared Goff contract and such, but maybe she could do a little bit more. Am I being too selfish or too like nitpicky?
Lions fans.
You want her to spend the bread? You want her to just go out? I don't know her situation enough, so
I feel you. Ford's but if having some recalls, I think. Just kidding. If they're a sponsor. Best car in the world.
Nick, how you feeling?
This is the best taste of tequila I've ever had.
I mean, I'm paying that ticket. Yeah, yes. I obviously want them to go all in. I am a season ticket holder. I'm proud to say that. And honestly, they're getting out of my budget here. Like, they're fucking expensive. What can I say? I'm like not thrilled. I'm paying the ticket off currently. It's not a cheap ticket. And yes, have they won anything yet? No, they haven't. Do I need them to maybe crack a check there? Write a check off, Chris? Yes, yeah. I do. I would like my second rounder in the rookie training camp right now. I would like a big deal to get made for Aiden Hutchinson. I don't want this to linger going into the season. But the thing is, with this regime, with Brad Holmes, with Dan Campbell, they cancel out all of the outside noise. Or at least they have so far in this regime. So, can they continue to do it? Can they continue to get next man up mentality? Obviously, it wasn't enough against the Commanders. The offense turned the ball over a bunch. Defense didn't stop anybody. But, that's the concerning part. Is it next man up in the playoffs? That's when I'm going to freak out again, like you alluded to. So,
yeah,
we got to get the boys healthy back, and specifically our defensive line and offensive line healthy in the playoffs. It's the biggest thing. If you're going to get pushed around, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, it's a long season, and like I said, you can't lose it in the first couple weeks. But having Levi miss the first 4, it sucks. The rest of it,
especially with Levi's. with Aleem to be missing like your first 6.
Yeah,
maybe more.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Just look up a definition of reserve pup just to clarify. It says a designation for players who are injured before training camp starts, are not physically able to practice at the start of the season. Players in the reserve pup do not count against the 53-man roster. To be placed on reserve pup, the player must have started training camp on an active pup and never practiced. No players on reserve pup cannot play week 1.
Also, real quick, Lions guys, the salary cap.
Taken off reserve pup before the season starts, though.
It says, no, players on reserve pup must miss at least 4 games of the regular season per 2024 rules. After 4 games, the team gets a 5-week window to start a 21-day practice period for the player to return. So it's IR. He's on IR. So the earliest is week 5.
Real quick, what about Lions, guys? The salary cap league has nothing to do with her net worth. Sheila could have gone against the other owners, which have always fucked over the Lions at every single point. She could have gone against that and got Tate in here. Straight up. They chose not to do that.
She's not going to do that.
I'm saying that is
they're going to get Tate done. I'm not worried about that. All right, where are we going here?
All right, so we are going to do Loom and Ben Johnson. Yep.
Okay.
So kick
Oh,
us
no,
off.
no. I got to clarify something real quick. I don't know what I fuck with you, DNC. I really do. I don't know what you're confused about. When your all-pro players were on rookie deals, meaning you had the access cap to go and get somebody to take you over the top, via trade, via free agency, whatever it had been, you did it. You still sat around and banked and played around the bargain bin. That's what that conversation was particularly about. Not right now that guys are getting contracts. Not right now that guys are getting paid. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell. No, when those guys were on lesser deals. When you had the fuck them picks route. Go put yourself over the top and win the goddamn Super Bowl. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know why you're confused with that one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but let me tell you about Loom Cannabis. Loom Cannabis has everything you need. Get a 30% off promo using code WSN30. Go to loom.com to find their entire selection. Scan the QR code on the screen. You know the buzzing drinks. They are delicious and they are perfect for the summer. So go to loom.com today and use promo code WSN30.
Make sure you don't drive high, and if you do, you're in trouble. You got a crisis. Let Ven point the way. Step 1, verify with details and photos. Step 2, engage your attorney. Step 3, notify your insurance provider. Get justice with Ven Johnson Law.
The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports.
Into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Mad Packs. Go to getmadpacks.com now to find every store you can get it. It's all over the place. They're coming to all new stores near you very soon. Shout out to my guy Colton. He was on Big D Energy today and explained all the deals and where they're going to be. So make sure you check them out. Go to getmadpacks.com. Attention, sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on the Braylon Edwards Show. Visit him at MichiganSportsandSpine.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944.
What up, though? Welcome back to What If It's Live, WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spimo Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Koloff, Birdie in the building with a $15 coffee. How's it taste? 1 out of 10.
That's a milkshake.
9.
Is that a milkshake or
that honestly looks phenomenal.
It's a milkshake. It's not
really good.
It's not coffee.
The cookies and cream one. Cookies and
Hey, but if y'all want one, all y'all need is a $500 down payment.
I'm going to scrap the J-Mo topic. Just I feel like we're kind of negative in the last one. That one.
We're talking about the Coldplay dude?
Hey, you're talking about the Coldplay dude. I mean, that guy is.
Yeah, we got a short segment
He's getting
here.
review bombed on LinkedIn.
Why?
Because he's the CEO of this.
Pussy?
It's the head of HR.
Crying for a guy to get some pussy around here?
Cheating on his wife with the head of HR at your company is crazy.
Getting some pussy. I mean, Tony Soprano cheated.
That's true.
We idolize it.
But Tony Soprano doesn't get caught. Because Tony Soprano knows to take his gumas to a random fucking house in the middle of the woods instead of a Coldplay concert. Chris, we got the video?
Yeah, we do. We do got that.
Around here?
So if you guys haven't seen it yet,
No, to be honest, I'll be real quick. He did himself in.
He did himself.
You did yourself in.
You
When you got caught and you overreacted. Like, you gotta play cool.
Nobody would have known.
You gotta play
Nobody
cool.
knows. He's the CEO
Yeah, we don't
of
fucking
some
know who you
astrology.
are.
Hey, I don't think
I
they
put
just-
you this way. Today I read your name and I still don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, I don't
if
think
you would
they
just
just put the
remain
camera on
calm,
anybody.
you would have been good.
All right.
I don't think they just put
smooth.
the camera on anybody.
Here
You
we
said
go.
what?
I don't think they just put the camera on anybody.
They knew who he was.
Yeah, I think they
think
spotted
so?
him. They like, yo.
He was feeling it. They just felt the
No,
moment.
and people, you know how people behind the scenes know people behind the scenes. So baby, they knew. And obviously, we did.
We were like, yeah, this guy gets free fucking sweet tickets. He's the biggest douchebag. Never tips. Fuck you.
That
That's
could
what that
be true.
was.
Here's the
could've been-
video. If you
yeah.
guys haven't seen it,
Here, I got
Make
it
sure
looped
it's
so we
muted,
can
maybe
talk
just in
over
case
it.
some
Yep,
music playing.
yep.
Who knows?
I got you. Already on it.
boom.
Oh,
And you hear the lead singer of Coldplay
Not
says
quick
like,
reflexes.
well, this guy's either having an affair or he's really shy, and he immediately dropped to a knee.
Damn. The girl's
maybe he's
face.
proposing. Maybe he's I was
the
supposed to
friend
propose
to
this
the
long.
left.
Got the ring.
The friend to
Maybe
the
that's what
left
happened.
says it all. The
Maybe that's
friend
what
to the
happened.
left says it all.
Yeah.
Look at how red her face is.
Dude,
Right.
they,
3, 2, 1.
yeah,
Maybe she's not part of it. I mean,
knows.
they're cooked. No, she's a part of it. What do you
I mean,
mean?
she
What are they gonna do? Go to HR? That is HR.
That is HR.
exactly. What are you guys gonna do? Fire me? I'm a fucking CEO.
That's how all my boys were like, he's gonna step down. I was like, step down.
If he steps down, he's a pussy.
He might
stepped
get
up.
divorced,
Gotta
but
be
I don't
honest
know
with
if
you. Yeah,
he's
he might get
stepping
divorced.
down.
I think he's
Yeah,
got
it'd
to
be the
work.
wrong time to step down because you're about to lose half your net worth.
I know.
Bud.
I was gonna say you
That's
gotta
not
work.
the time to do it.
She updated her name.
She updated. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she
that's
took.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're both married.
Oof.
Wait, she updated her name?
They're both married.
The wife.
The ex-wife updated her name?
Cheated on.
Yo,
Oh,
his wife
updated her
But they're
name
both
immediately.
married though. They're still
Yeah.
cheaters.
Coldplay
Yeah.
some haters, bro, says Danny G.
I don't see.
How are they supposed to know though? My man looked like he was in love.
He did
I don't
look-
see
They're
nothing
probably- they're
wrong
enjoying
with
my
dude
concert.
did. You feel me personally? Like on the woman behalf, you know what I'm saying? If she married, that's fucked up. But you know what I'm saying? As a man, you kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, I bring the bread. I bring the bread home. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? like, that's crazy. We know for damn sure whoever that woman is ain't paid for no trips, ain't paid no bill, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he get the little leeway.
I know what Birdie said. It sounded a little out of pocket, but we're all thinking it.
Yeah.
Is it crime to get some pussy around here? I pay all the goddamn bills.
Hey.
Out of pocket. I thought that was normal.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything about coworker relationships or anything like that, but dude, this is an all-time fumble on his part. Like you said, nobody
Yeah, he
knew
fucked up.
nobody knew who that guy was.
So maybe he does deserve it because he fucked up.
He does
He
deserve it.
played the game
You
wrong.
gotta
You
play
played
it
the
cool.
wrong hand.
You keep
Yeah.
vibing, you
Grab
throw
her
the
tits
twos
or
up.
something. You're like,
Yeah. You don't immediately drop to a knee. Nobody knew who that guy was.
Yeah. That was that.
Also-
the guys that are listening to this show with their girlfriends in the back, we got them all in trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, man, we don't mean any of that. This is all for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Also,
5 stars.
Birdie
5 stars.
spitting right now, says Cartier. Gun Guy says real shit.
Danny
Danny
G.
G. Facts, bro. Dr. Mario. Facts, Birdie. Gun Guy as well. Take your pants off.
So I'm saying, like, is it? It's not my wife's fault. The woman in HR has fucking head game.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not my wife's fault that Coldplay gets me going, and
maybe
Shorty was right next to me.
Maybe she got sucked a little more thick than women. You know, I'm just saying.
Hey, if I'm due, as soon as the camera pan to me, I'm throwing my wrist up like,
Yeah.
big space rolling.
Dude, you imagine they put him up a perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he definitely told on himself.
Yeah.
Because
So again, he
you had the lead singer of Coldplay saying, I think that guy had an affair. So, like,
also a
everybody's
douchebag
posting
move,
it.
though. Like, it is his fault, but that's like a total douchebag move by the Coldplay guy.
How is he supposed to know? They looked madly in love.
Maybe it's meant to
Look
be.
madly in love.
I know,
Maybe they are
But
in love.
Coldplay's like, you know what? My music's so fucking sweet. It's reviving marriages.
But
Do you
that's
think
what
she's going to go to HR?
She can't. She is HR.
Yeah.
She's going to sit in a meeting with herself?
Yeah.
Just go back and forth.
Put a mirror in
across
front
the
of her
table.
desk.
I'll let this one pass.
But one more time.
Hey, shout out to El Gato. He said he got a little side chick coming over, man. Hey, be smooth, man.
Yeah, just don't take her to a Coldplay concert. Like, if you're gonna do your thing, do your thing. You got everybody's got to satisfy their urges. We understand that. You know, we're all human here. Just don't take her to a Coldplay concert in a suite and be dancing out. Like, if you're taking her to a Coldplay concert, make sure she's sitting in the back of the seat eating the free food.
Yeah, you gotta take. Spinny says this all the time. Like, don't bring your hoe and sit her front row.
No,
Facts.
You gotta be discreet.
I think that tells
You know what
us
I'm saying?
though. I think that tells us though he's in love with this side piece.
That's true.
Yeah,
I think
true.
that's what.
You
it is.
don't hold the side piece like
Yeah,
that.
it's not a gumma. This is an actual affair.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
when,
you're
you,
right.
when you get married, you gotta let your girl know, like, listen, you in a 2-way contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, only on your behalf. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You gotta be discreet
accept
with the
that.
freaks.
It's fair.
I want to know if you
Damn.
had a prenup or not.
I mean,
Clearly
you better
not.
have.
The way he ran, I don't think he did.
Yeah, if you got a prenup, you're like, these with your fucking
Yeah,
step piece. Oh, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was all for entertainment purposes, though. Don't believe anything we just said.
Yeah.
Be a good man. Don't cheat. Don't have gummas.
Unless you're trying.
Don't
to
take
I
the
just
whole
again
front
though,
row.
Coldplay though,
Be
like
discreet with the freak.
they could have been a wingman though. They could have been a wingman, just brush it
trying.
off like
You know, that would have been the profile picture forever if there were an actual relationship.
Yeah, it's facts.
They're
Now
trying to
it's
put him
gonna
on
be.
game.
Now it's Corey Wood's profile picture now.
Yeah.
Shout out Corey. That's
Shout out
just
Corey.
funny as fuck, dude.
Loves the wife. Gotta accept it.
Yeah.
Oh, shout to Dundada. He says the real crime is going to Coldplay in the beginning.
That's facts.
Is Coldplay? What's like their biggest song?
They got
jams from the
hit.
2000s. They got a
He
couple.
said,
Speed of
hit.
Sound, right?
Like they have been making hits for like 2 decades now.
Let's see.
Hey, did Jay-Z do a song with him, Bernie? Did Jay?
I think so.
Viva
yeah.
La Vida. Viva La Vida.
Kanye, I
You
think
remember
Kanye
that
did a
song?
song with them too, didn't he?
I hear
Oh, yeah.
cherished little bells ringing.
Is that the?
Oh, yeah.
That's that. I used to rule.
Yeah, the world.
Coldplay
I
got
used to
some
wake up
Seeds
to
were
that
rising
on
on
VH1
radio.
every day.
Is
Yeah,
it? Don't they got
every
another
day.
one like Speed of Sound or something like that? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, sing
the
it.
speed
Or is
of
that the
sound.
same one?
Yeah.
I don't think
the
that's
lead
Coldplay.
singer used to date Dakota Johnson. I know that.
Who's that?
None
got
of these
some
songs
game.
are Coldplay. What the fuck?
All right. Well,
Yellow, The Scientist. That's a little.
Is that
out there one.
Coldplay though?
Yeah. Paradise. Dude, they have 93.9 monthly listeners. 93.9 million.
Oh, I was about to
say.
The TO's not getting caught if there was 100 people at this show.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
got-
there's hella people.
yeah.
That's facts. Coldplay's still getting the bag. That's crazy.
Hey,
Good for them.
good for them.
That's listen. I always say this too. Music, you live forever. I couldn't name you a single
He's a
actor
tech. Yeah.
Good music.
from good
Good.
music. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. You maybe use some bad music. You know, who knows?
some
Andy,
trash
it might get sampled.
Andy
You know?
Byron
music
is
that
the
lives,
guy's
though.
name.
Andy what?
Andy Byron.
He played the game the wrong way. He lost.
Yeah.
You know, I want to sympathize for you, but brother, you played the wrong
He's
hand.
an astronomer.
You should know. In
The
your
company's
late,
astronomer or
Oh,
something like that.
astronomer CEO.
But it could be astronomer.
in your late,
Go with the
in your late
company is.
50s, bro, you're not fast enough to duck a
Oh,
camera.
let's see what his
Like,
LinkedIn.
Come
Yeah,
on, dog. That was
You
the
think you're
crime.
faster than the fucking speed of light, brother? And that's literally what a camera reflects.
Let's see what his LinkedIn looks like. I heard there's some crazy reviews on here.
He's getting review bombed. Can you see it? Do you have a LinkedIn?
Yeah, I got a LinkedIn. What do you mean?
Oh, fuck it. I think I have like 5 LinkedIns because I don't remember the other 3.
Andy Byron.
It's real bad math, by the way, too. You got 4. All right, we'll do the break. Please look up the reviews. Maybe read some when we get back. Before then, Chris, can you tell us about BlackRock?
Let me tell you about. Well, first tell us about Caesars, actually.
Caesars Sportsbook, guys. You already know the promo code Woodward1000. Type it in with your first deposit and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets. If you lose that first bet, scan the QR code again and use Woodward1000. You laugh like Elmo.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
Throw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Hey, it's Stick from Woodward Sports. I'm out here at the Feldman shop, of course, you know, because they are #1 people. And the Ineos Grenadier, that's the new car that they got. But I got my man here, the Sun God. I'm not lying. His name is Amon-Ra.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He sold me a car.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Come see us out here, baby. We in Waterford. We got the pre-owns all day. We got the Grenadiers, and we got new Chevys all day. Whatever you need, we got you.
Yeah, and I went with this one. I like it. 2023 Durango. It's used. Only got like 30,000 miles on it. And this guy, man, I was like, listen, this is my price. You either make it happen or I'm out of here.
Easy.
You know what he did? Went to his boss. He's like, I'm making this happen for this guy. Came back, threw the contract on the table. Now I'm in the whip.
Yes, sir. Sign, drive, 0 down, easy money all day.
All right, Feldman, what's the address here? Do you know?
5300 Highland Road, Waterford, Michigan, 48327. Open until 6 o'clock every weekday except 9 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays. It's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. Only day we're not here for you is Sunday. Every other day we're here to get it done, baby.
And his legit name is Amon-Ra. I'm not lying. It was destined. It was meant to be. Woodward Sports found this guy. So thank you very much, man. Enjoying the car, and the kid likes it too. It's nice and safe.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
BlackRock Summer Giveaway starts right now. They are dropping prizes every week for 8 weeks, and today is the big reveal. First up, 4 tickets to Tigers game on August 4th. And the grand prize, you see it right there. 4 tickets to the big home football opener on September 14th. Just scan the QR code, go to the link that I am pinning right now in the chat, fill out the form, and you're in. Each week you get to enter and the grand prize and the week's prize. Tune in Monday every week to see the new rewards, only with BlackRock and Woodward Sports. Now tell us about Les Stanford.
Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. They got deals for everybody. Make sure you scan that QR code on the screen to see their massive inventory. Or hit up my guy, Goran. He will get you into the car of your dreams for the best price point you can think of. Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. LesStanford.com.
And Gold Crown.
Gold Crown, guys. They got the best concentrates what they're known for. That's their bread and butter. Check out their new Nerds-flavored gummy ropes in over 300 different dispensaries. Gelatin free. Jeez, I don't guess anyway I said that. It's gelatin free. I was still going. It's all right.
Oh, my bad.
You good. Check out Gold Crown. Smoke like royalty.
My friend just found one of my full vapes in her couch. Super clutch. Lost it like 2 weeks ago.
Good friend.
Yeah.
She just kept it.
She could have.
Did she vape?
Huh?
Did she vape?
Well, yeah. I mean, she smokes.
Yeah. She could have Christopher Columbus it.
Chris, did you your chat GPT
one of the
account?
Jeter
Save
ones.
I did not.
seriously.
I did not. Yeah,
It's
we'll
one
say
of the
that.
Jeter ones, too.
Well, are we? We're good. We're just free flowing.
We're good. Free flowing, dude.
All
Mailbag.
mailbag.
You guys want a mailbag? Drop mailbag. We got fucking 12 minutes. Brendan in the Woodward Sports Chat says, Spenny, you, D-Mac, and Neil talking about deserving of the Super Bowl helped me. Actually, for the longest time, I thought the Vikes deserved it in 09. Yeah, nobody deserves the Super Bowl, man. You got to go out there and take it. Pause.
Whose name's Jermaine
Pause?
Matthews? He went to middle school with him. Onward 09 did.
Me?
I don't know. That guy's name is Jermaine Matthews. We went to middle school together. When you talking about some of the commercial? Nah, I don't know Jermaine Matthews. What up?
Oh. Yeah, he's talking. I mean, he might be talking about a commercial guy. I don't know.
Mailbag.
If we're just bullshitting here for a second, I got to tell you guys about the day Chris Rodriguez had. 17-year-old outfielder for the Detroit Tigers. Went 4 for 5 with a big 110 mph RBI chopper. First 11 games as a pro, .432 average. Next 11, 158 average. Last 10, up to 400. He's hot and cold, but showing improvements for the 17-year-old. Hopefully, first international prospect that really takes, a really big part in the Detroit Tigers organization.
Dude, shout out to Warren Sharp, by the way. I literally bought his book for $1.
Did you?
Yeah.
He gave it to me for free.
Cheap ass.
What are you gonna do with that $1, Eazy? Travel?
When that promo code expires, hit me up. I got it downloaded and ready to go. No, I'm playing.
What are you gonna do with that $1, Eazy?
What am I gonna do with that $1?
Yeah, that extra $1.
I'm gonna give it to your.
You got a free book and you're making interns buy your coffee.
The rich get rich.
I ain't gonna do that to you. What?
So you got a free $1 and you're making interns buy you coffee.
Hey! I got a free $30. That intern was gonna get that money back until you said something.
What 30?
You're lost.
Free $30.
You should stand up and punch him in the face right now, Skywalker.
What'd you get $30 for?
The book is $30.
Oh, well, I got it for $1. And so did all you guys.
Yeah.
If you bought it. This shit's fire, dude. This is
for fantasy, for betting, I'm telling you, lock in with my boy.
Yeah.
Lock in with my boy. Even if you didn't, purchase the book, don't be a dumbass while the promo code's out there. Like, it's $1.
It's $1.
But if you don't, at least give him a follow on Twitter because he's dropping some good stuff.
Mailbag from Danny G. Would you rather only be able to listen to Pitbull songs or be able to listen to any song, but they were all performed by Pitbull? Damn. Well, probably the other one, right?
What was the question one more time?
Would you rather only be able to listen to Pitbull songs or be able to listen to any song, but they're all performed by Pitbull?
Oh, my. What a miserable
fantastic
existence.
question.
I think it's got to be the second one because, Pitbull only has 10 songs.
I feel like every Pitbull song sounds the same, though, so it's the same.
Yeah.
I just don't
Same
want
thing.
it.
He would turn your favorite song into a Pitbull song.
She's buying the Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, can he do the Pitbull ad libs though? Can he do Mr. 305
I'm on
Worldwide?
fire.
Can he do 305 Mr. Worldwide and all that bullshit?
Yeah, I respect Pitbull.
Yeah, I respect him, but yeah, no,
I go to a
love to
Pitbull
hear
concert for
Pitbull
sure.
sing some Frank Ocean.
I'll go to a
Or rap a
Pitbull
Kendrick
concert
verse.
at a pool party or something.
Pitbull concert after a Co-America Park game. Get on it for next year.
Yeah.
Birdie,
Is that
Eazy-
happening?
Well, they've done 2 concerts after
Ooh.
Tigers games. Let's get Pitbull
Who's
up
the
there.
second one? I know
Jordan
for-
Davis, country. He's a good big time
what's the
singer.
song?
Never heard of him.
If he ever singles you up.
Nope. Doesn't ring a bell.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, it's a fantastic song.
Mailbag. Phil, your honest belief, can the Lions make it to the show? Yes. Yeah.
World Series bound. Detroit
Can they
Lions.
win the show?
Can they win the show? Yes.
No, they
You can.
cannot.
If you're
This
in
is
it,
not
you can
MLB.
win it.
Can Chris Rodriguez make it to the show next year? No.
Fuck no. He literally
Last
can't.
year,
2 years.
I went against all my principal beliefs in Jared Goff as a quarterback. This year, I got to see it. I can't give you an answer right now. I really can't.
Okay.
I got to see the offensive line. I'm confident in everything, the play calling now included, other than the offensive line.
Xavier-
It's everything Warren Sharp said. JG needs the extra time. That's why they run play action.
Xavier D. Mailbag.
Xavier.
Regular fries, curly fries, or cottage fries? What are cottage fries?
What the
I like the fries.
You put me on game right now, sir?
I
Am
like-
missing out on something good?
I like the fries that you get. I think the best fries are the ones from the cafeteria in high school that had a little
hang out there a lot.
little crispy shit on the outside.
You got the mustache.
And they were bigger. And
I got the
listen,
fries.
you're talking to your sound guy, not me. But
Whoa there. Chill out.
no, but
That
you know what I mean.
mustache? Are you
They had
kidding
a
me?
little bit
My-
of crispy
my
on the
girlfriend graduated
outside.
School this weekend.
Yeah, that's really good. So I don't know what kind of fries
Older
they're
than
called.
me.
They're not steak fries.
Steak fries.
Hell
are
no.
Steak fries suck.
I
Curly
do
fries.
not fuck with steak fries.
No, are those the fat?
Yeah,
No.
not their steak fries.
Listen, I know no free sponsors, but where I got my very first job, the Boatyard Grill, phenomenal fries.
Yeah.
The trick to good fries, you put steak seasoning on them.
Yes,
Fun fact.
absolutely.
Curly fries is what I
curly out of those three, curly fries.
Sometimes curly fries are better than regular fries, but most times I'd say regular fries. I'd take
for you.
Yeah.
Mailbag
I like
from
crinkle
Philly,
cut on a
Philly.
burger.
He says, "Would you rather lose to the Eagles in the playoffs or not even make the playoffs?"
Lose to the
Not
Birds.
even make the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
I'd rather
I
lose to the
hate the
Birds.
Eagle Philadelphia fan base.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and you got your boy.
And Lane Johnson's a bum.
I'd rather miss the fucking playoffs.
Lane Johnson's a bum, Philly. He's a bum.
Bastard.
Wait, there's another one. J Melts, mailbag. Do you expect to see more linebacker blitzes this year because of Shepard at DC?
I think
think
now
there's gonna
that
be
you
less
have
'cause Hutch is
injuries
healthy.
on the defensive line, you're right back to blitzing as often as you did last year. And he came up under AG, who was heavily blitz. He's blitz heavy. And Dan Campbell, when he mentioned what he was looking for in a defensive coordinator, he mentioned blitzing again too. I think that's the answer to your question, by the way, too. Earlier, you asked about you see all these pressures, but no sacks with it. It's because we're blitzing.
Yeah.
Nonstop blitzing because half our defensive line was injured last year.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think you're gonna have to if the injuries persist.
Cartier says mailbag. Joy Taylor or Maz added to the heavyweights lineup?
Joy Taylor first. Love Maz.
Well, I have no shot at banging Joy Taylor. So
if she was here every day, you do.
Yeah. The odds go up significantly.
Significantly.
Mailbag. What odds are higher to bang, Maz
Chris
or
or
Joy Taylor?
Maz for sure.
Yeah.
Should I announce it?
Maz.
Are we announcing it? Or
What?
Are we putting?
No, it's not out.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, when is it supposed to?
How many likes we at? Refreshes. How many likes we at?
When's it supposed to come out? Nah, whatever. We'll announcement soon. Phil in the Woodward Sports Chat mailbag. Steak, rare, medium, or done? I like it medium rare.
No way. Hold on. Did you see that from the Way fan? I like medium.
Doughboy Steve. No, if you click the link that's in the chat, a little blue bar pops up at the top, and it says Warren's NFL preview book is live. If you click learn more, that will take you to. Oh no, yeah, never mind. Just click the link, and you could purchase the digital copy, or you could purchase the physical copy.
The Dundada.
Just make sure you use promo code Lions.
Who would you
for $1?
Who would fight more? Wait, what? Who would fight more like a little girl? Matt LaFleur or Ben Johnson? Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur.
Have you seen his eyebrows?
Johnson.
Matt LaFleur.
I mean, Ben would definitely still get his ass beat. I think LaFleur would probably beat someone in a fist fight. Who wins that fight?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson?
I think a chick is way more.
Put the camera on Birdie shaking his tits. He's listening to Pitbull.
Cartier says, what heavyweights member would be the hottest chick if they woke up as a girl? Serious answers
it's
only.
Nick.
We did this already. It was Nick. We'd all fuck Nick.
Go ahead, put the camera.
Hell yeah!
Oh, fuck, man.
You know what?
Yeah, it was Nick. Yeah. We also Eazy would be a whore if he was a girl. We know that. He'd be giving it up for cheap.
Somebody asked what I was going to read. The Way fan. This is not a mailbag. It's just a fun fact. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe look it up. Pitbull did a promo with Walmart a while back saying he would do a concert at the most voted Walmart and got sent to Alaska. He did the show. Boss move, much respect.
Shout out, dude.
Sending Pitbull to Alaska is the funniest fucking world.
This Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, he's Mr. Worldwide. You got to go everywhere.
He is Mr. Worldwide.
And he's Mr. 305. Steve-O Baby says,
which one is it, Mr. Bull?
Mailbag. Spencer, what do you hate more, an asteroid coming while the Lions are playing in the Super Bowl before the game, or when the Lions win the Super Bowl after the game? After they win, for sure.
You'd hate that more?
No, I'd want that to happen more.
Oh, which one do you want more? Oh.
I would hate it more before the game started. I would want it to happen after, so I could at least say in my lifetime they won a Super Bowl.
Mailbag, who's the top 3 interns so far?
I love all the interns equally.
Out of respect, gotta say Nick and Chris because they got the jobs.
Yeah.
Facts.
Shout out.
Number 3. Don't we have a third one that got a job?
Gentry. Yeah.
Gentry. Boom. The rest of you fucks that get a job before you put you in the top 3. How about that?
It's true.
Actually, you know what? I love you, Gentry. Cheese nips.
Cheese nips.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Cheese Nips?
Cheese nips walked
He
so
almost
you could
beat
run.
the fuck out
No,
of Chris.
I'm just kidding.
Dude.
He did almost beat the fuck
Cheese
out of
nips
Chris.
about the
Really?
fucking
That was not
dog
gonna
walk,
happen.
Chris. Chris backed out. They're
That
gonna
was not
fight.
gonna happen.
I'm sorry.
You guys
what?
were trying to get the interns to fight?
No, yeah. And Chris said he was down. He said he'd dog walk him, and they backed out a week
more
before.
than he was down. He was talking
I
to
can't fight
cash
somebody
shit.
I don't got a problem with. I did talk shit.
And now
I
he's
did
saying
talk
it's
shit
because
to
of his
that fan.
brand. My brand.
It is a brand. It is a brand move.
Your brand would have been the guy who fought the other guy.
Yeah, dude, that would have put you on brand. You'd be like more respect for fighting.
I don't know.
And now your brand is the guy that backed out of the
Yeah,
fight.
cowardice.
I've never even
That's
heard
not
of
my
this,
brand.
so I don't.
Yeah.
That's not your brand at all, Chris.
So
Don't
they
let 'em
both have
body
Basketball
bag you.
savant.
Yes, basketball savant, which
Basketball
I
savant,
also came
baseball
up with.
savant. Yeah.
All
Shout out
right,
to you.
fine. Now you guys got to fight.
Yeah.
Now you're fired.
Nope.
All right.
Cheese Nips. Yes, Cheese Nips. Shout out Cheese Nips.
He's actually on the news in
Doing
Lansing
big
now.
things, yeah.
Shout out.
We do nothing but produce greatness on the heavyweights.
Except for Chris.
And Chris. Well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping
Wait,
in.
are the wings perceived to be worse than they
Better than a
are?
gun.
Yes.
No.
Because the PK cost them a lot of games, or are they appropriately perceived?
They're appropriately perceived.
As-
They're not a good team as they're constructed right now.
If you were a player for a team, what double-digit number would you want to wear? 12.
Football?
21.
We're talking football?
Any sport. Just play for a team.
Well, if it's football, I would want to be like
Cricket.
92, 99.
24.
If it's basketball, I would wear. Can I wear 7? Can I do single digit?
He says double digit.
Double digit. If it's
77.
basketball,
You'd be the first 77. You'd pave the way.
maybe Luca's 77.
Lucas 77.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Maybe I don't know.
32.
21.
32. Right.
Greg says curly fries suck. Step it up, Arby's. You got to dip the curly fries in the Arby's sauce mixed with the horsey sauce.
Too much
You're
work.
welcome.
Yeah. I'm just eating the curly fries. But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in. Smash that like button.
Love
For
you guys.
Easy, for Nick, for Skywalker, for Birdie, for Chris, for Warren Sharp and Jason Cabinda. Shout out to them. I am Spencer Raxter. We are the Heavyweights, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.